Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Initial Daz. In this video, we're going to be talking about how a game studio can make a good Fast and Furious game in modern times. As a racing game fan and as a Fast and Furious fan, the last two games have sucked massively. Tokyo Drift is still the best Fast and Furious game to this day and age, but the handling model in that game is poor, and I do feel we need a good follow-up to that game. This video is going to have a lot of subjects that are going to be broken down, and the main reason why I'm taking this approach is because I feel that Universal need to pay attention to how every area has to feel important. If they approach their games like the movies, then maybe we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. But now I feel it's time for the Fast and Furious community as well as the race game community to speak up about this franchise. When it comes to the car brands, everybody knows that Fast and Furious has a rich history of different car brands featuring in the franchise. Here is the list for you on your screens to check out now. When it comes to the cars, give us a solid car list. Give us cars that have been featured in the movies. Give us stuff that's been featured in Crossroads, and also give us stuff that was featured in Spy Racers. Why not? That would be fun. Also, in addition as well, when it comes to these cars, please give us cars that are on variants of a car model and make the car list feel wasted. The perfect example I can give this happening in a racing game is in Forza Horizon 4 or in Need for Speed Heat. With Need for Speed Heat, you had the McLaren P1, and on top of that you also had the P1 GTR. Why would you have two variants of the same car in a game where instead of having a body kit option available for the P1 or have one of the cars, you've got multiple versions? When it comes to customization in a Fast and Furious game, in my opinion, they need to go back and look at what Tokyo Drift did well in the customization department and definitely expand upon it. Give us more body customization. These should be a mix of licensed and unlicensed parts. Also, give us more customization options that have been featured in modern racing games such as Need for Speed Heat. The perfect example I can provide is the engine sound option that was in Heat. Finally, we should be given multiple choices for paint and wrap options. And the final point I'm going to make regarding the action missions is that players should have the ability to build their own cars for these missions with recommendations in it. If they go against the recommendation, it should affect the difficulty of the mission, and I feel that this would allow players to experiment as well as see what would be their best option for missions. This concludes my points about the cars and customization. Next, I'm going to be talking about the single player narrative. When I was thinking about what Fast and Furious game would be perfect for a video game in terms of the style and the approach, I feel that the fourth one would be the perfect one as it balances both the action as well as the racing. So how I feel the basis of the narrative can go is that players should be allowed to create or choose an avatar that starts them off as a street racer. During one of their races, they unintentionally get mixed up with a mission that the team is on, and once this mission is done and they properly meet the team, they then do missions with the team while they're street racing. One feature I would like them to bring in from the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift game are their opponent bios. If they can give their opponents voices as well, it would give them a lot more personality, as well as making them not feel like they are just there in the game as AI. When it comes to the dialogue of the narrative, they need to make it feel organic and not cheesy. They need to allow the actors to make it feel dynamic and not sound bored reading off the script. Finally, when it comes to the end game, they should allow you to race members of the team and unlock their cars after you beat them. So for example, if I race Han and I beat him, I unlock the Veilside RX-7, or if I beat Dom, I get his iconic Dodge Charger. Out of all of the topics in my video, this is definitely going to be the most detailed one, and this is going to be regarding the gameplay design. First up, I'm going to be leaving on your screen what racing modes should appear in the game. Now, the main reason why I said the GPS races from Fast and Furious 4 would be perfect for both circuit and sprint races because I still haven't seen it be done properly on the level that the movie did it. The fact that they haven't put this in a game as well is criminal, and I feel that this game would be perfect for it. In terms of playing iconic scenes and events that weren't shown in the movies, I feel that the best approach to this is by having flashback missions that players can play, like in the Warriors PS2. Imagine actually having the chance to play the street race that was at the end of Tokyo Drift between Dom and Sean, or even the Brazil street races that weren't shown in Fast and Furious 5. I feel that fans are also owed the opportunity to play those scenes out. When it comes to the game map, I feel that there are two ways that the developers can approach this. The first way would be having one big open world map with iconic set pieces included. Two examples I can give to you guys is Race Wars and Racer's Edge. The second way I was thinking they could approach this is by having a smaller open world maps that are still dense and big enough for players to drive around in. So I was feeling that the best size map for this would be Midnight Club LA's map, surprisingly. So for example, you could have Tokyo, LA, London, and a few other locations that have been featured in the Fast and Furious films. These also have iconic set pieces as well. Guys, let me know in the comments what you feel would be a better approach for the map. When it comes to the wanted system, give us cooldown spots and pursuit breakers for players to counter. Crossroads surprisingly had the idea, but unfortunately it was never fully realised, so I am hoping that they do take the idea to the next level. When it comes to the action-based missions, I feel that they need to take inspiration from Need for Speed The Run, Mad Max, or even Split Second. It needs to feel intense and fun at the same time and not feel scripted. As the Fast and Furious team say, they improvise when stuff goes wrong. Being scripted can suck the fun out of not being prepared, and I feel the build up to the missions need to feel organic. When it comes to the combat system, I do feel we need our car to be more like a weapon against enemies and cops. Gadgets should be used to a minimal. When it comes to a handling model, we just need a solid one that balances grip and drift together. On top of that, it also needs to match with the intensity of the missions. A solid model to look at is either Need for Speed The Runs or Need for Speed Underground 2. When it comes to the car damage, give us good models that look detailed like it was done in Crossroads. When it comes to the multiplayer, I do feel that they need to base it in an open world. There should be options between race modes and action modes for players to play. Allow players to have car meets to give them features such as opening the door, hoods and trunks that allow them to show off their cars at the meet. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see in a multiplayer mode for a Fast and Furious game. And the final point I'm going to make regarding the game design is by giving the game post-release updates. Give us updates that support spin-off material such as spy races and other movies such as Hobbs and Shaw to enhance the experience. The game that they need to look at for inspiration is The Crew 1 and The Crew 2. Now I'm going to be talking about the technical aspects of the game. First things first, stop giving us cheap looking graphics that belong in the PS2 era. How does this game, a Fast and Furious game from 2006, still look better than Crossroads and Showdown? So all I'm trying to say is give us amazing looking graphics that are optimized well for the systems. When it comes to compatibility with peripherals, this needs to be a major focus. You have players that may want to play a good Fast and Furious game, but they can't play it due to the game not allowing it to be an option. This needs to be a compulsory selection. I know games are going to be buggy at launch, no game is perfect when it first comes out, but the game needs to go through quality assurance checks before it releases. When it comes to the UI of the game, it needs to feel complete and not looking cheap. Give us a speedometer in the games. Give us a stylized UI that would reflect the game's tone. If players don't like the UI of the game, what they should do is give us UI that reflects each of the film's tone. For a perfect example would be a Japanese stylized UI that reflects Tokyo Drift. So there's not much for me to say regarding the audio features, but what I am going to say is that car sounds need to sound like the real car, and it should also be applied to modified engines. When it comes to the music in Fast and Furious films, we've had a lot of different genres in there, and I feel that the music needs to be a mix of it. There are 3 ways that they can approach this. The first way would be to let the game feature radio stations with each genre. The second way would be letting players choose what they want to listen to from the track list, so call this Fast and Furious tracks. And the third and final way that they can do this is by incorporating Spotify playlists into the game. And the final point I'm going to make regarding the overall game is that it needs to feel special and a love letter to the franchise. A few examples that does the movie tie-ins perfectly for me is Spider-Man 2, Scarface, The Godfather and The Warriors. I've also got 2 additional bonus points that I just want to mention that I feel wouldn't fit in with any other topic on this video. The first point I'm going to make is that this should be released after the Fast saga is completed. The second point I'm going to make is that this video was partially inspired by a Forbes article I read a few years ago. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below. Now, if you guys have stayed with me until the end of this video, thank you very much. I have been away, just taking a break, slowly trying to incorporate, get my energy back for commentary videos. I felt that if I released this when I was in the wrong state of mind, it wouldn't have been a good video, and I feel that this needed to have that right energy. So thank you guys very much for being patient with me and watching my videos. This is Initial Dash signing out of here. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.